Welcome to another episode of H&L News, where we don't just recap the headlines, we crack open their systemic code. Today, we're zeroing in on the geopolitics of big data, Elon Musk's sudden vindication, and the cosmic riddles the Webb telescope is tossing our way. Looks like it's been an unusually packed week.
Packed or overloaded with noise, our job is to separate the signal from the white noise of corporate announcements and political spin. And we should kick things off, no doubt, with Trump's visit to the UK.
Yeah, the headlines are screaming about a new tech alliance. The US and UK are prepping a deal on AI, semiconductors, and quantum computing. Sounds epic. Do you see this as a new axis of digital power?
I see classic geopolitics just draped in a tech cloak. It's less about innovation and more about building a regulated, predictable market as an alternative to Asia's dominance. The Iron Curtain of the 21st century won't be made of concrete. It'll be assembled from patents on chip architectures and quantum encryption protocols. The real question is, who control the backdoors in this secure union?
Harsh, but makes sense. While governments are playing civilization, Samsung's grinding as usual. They announced the Galaxy S25 FE and the Tab S11 tablets. What's cool about the hardware? Or is it just another iterative update?
The Exynos 2400 and S25 FE is intriguing. Not exactly a breakthrough, but a key step in their strategy to diversify away from Qualcomm. And the tablets, S Pen and the Ultra version, that's an attempt to nibble at the hybrid device market, where Apple reigns supreme with its iPad Pro. But what's really interesting here isn't the tech, it's the silence.
Silence?
Exactly. While some are announcing, others are firing. Oracle's undergoing restructuring. Behind that dry word restructuring are thousands of laid-off engineers. It's a symptom that the cloud market is oversaturated and the battle for enterprise clients between AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud is getting so brutal that even giants like Oracle have to optimize. This isn't news, it's a warning for the whole industry. Shifting from corporate optimization to state control, Nepal took a drastic step, imposing a total ban on social media under the pretext of protecting sovereignty. But this digital Iron Curtain didn't last long. Fierce public backlash, mass protests, and a political crisis forced the authorities to back down. The outcome? The government fell, an interim leader took over, and new elections were scheduled.
The irony is deafening. Instead of tightening control, the powers that be sparked the very chaos they claimed to be guarding against. What was their key mistake?
A fundamental one. They made the classic error of digital authoritarianism, a brute force attempt to shut down the critical infrastructure of public discourse in the 21st century. They underestimated that social media and messengers aren't just entertainment anymore. They're the bloodstream of modern society, the foundation of the economy, civic self-organization, and communication. Instead of targeted regulation, they went for a total ban and got a social explosion in return. This case is a vivid lesson for all governments. In the digital age, you can't rule with analog-era methods.
And against this backdrop of fundamental revelations, Apple held its fall event on September 9th. The world got the expected iPhone 17 lineup, new Apple Watches, and accessories. But the big question everyone was asking, was this just a rebranding of aluminum, or did they show a real breakthrough in on-device AI?
The answer, as always, is somewhere in the middle. The new A19 Pro chip is an undeniable step forward in on-device neural network execution. They didn't just upgrade the camera, they embedded an AI model that can analyze and optimize the frame in real time before you even hit the shutter. That's the privacy response right there. Your photos can now be processed on the device without sending them to the cloud. But this isn't a blow to big data infrastructure, as I thought. It's its evolution. Apple hasn't ditched the clouds, they've just made them optional. A genius marketing move spiced with real tech.
For example, in the field of astrophysics, the James Webb Telescope spotted these weird little red dots. Scientists still don't know what they are, not galaxies in the usual sense. Al, why does this excite you more than the new iPhone?
Because this is the cutting edge of science. We built an incredibly complex instrument to ask the universe new questions, and it's answering with something totally unexpected. These could be unique objects from the dawn of the universe's formation, ones we never even suspected. It's humbling and beautiful at the same time. It reminds us that most of reality is still beyond our models.
But they're just some dots. What's so special about them?
Just dots. First off, there are hundreds of them, and they're not scattered randomly. They cluster in a specific period between 600 million and 1.6 billion years after the Big Bang, and then their population drops off sharply. This isn't statistical noise, it's a signal. The universe had a special message for us, and it sent it in the form of these scarlet letters.
And what's in that message?
That's where it gets really interesting. Spectroscopy data shows the gas in these objects spinning at a monstrous speed, around 1,000 kilometers per second. For comparison, to escape the Milky Way galaxy, you need about 550 kilometers per second. That's a classic sign of an accretion disk, a scorching vortex of matter swirling around a supermassive black hole.
So that's the answer, just black holes?
Not so simple. If these were just active galactic nuclei, AGN, they'd shine brightly in the X-ray range. But Webb doesn't see any X-rays from them. Plus, they show a Balmer jump in the spectrum, a feature typical of very young, hot stars. It's a paradox, properties of both a black hole and a star cluster at the same time.
So scientists can't make up their minds?
They're putting forward hypotheses. The most intriguing one is quasi-stars, or stars with black holes inside. We might be seeing incredibly compact objects at the peak of their formation, where monstrous gravity is simultaneously collapsing gas into a central supermassive black hole and triggering explosive star formation around it. The two processes go hand in hand in one tiny volume.
But why are they red?
Because they're enveloped in a cocoon of dense gas that's actively forming in this cauldron. This gas absorbs the shorter blue wavelengths of light, letting only the longer red ones through to us. New data shows it's not always due to dust. There's no characteristic dust re-emission in the infrared range. Over time, as star formation shifts to the outskirts and the envelope dissipates, this red color might fade away.
And does this change our view of the cosmos?
Radically. Their existence in such numbers is a direct challenge to our theories on the pace of galaxy growth and black hole formation in the early universe. They're the missing link, the key to understanding how the tiny proto-galaxies Hubble saw turned into the giants we observe today. This isn't the breakdown of cosmology some headlines screamed, it's its complication, and that's way more beautiful.
So while Apple battles for nanometers and chips, Webb has uncovered a whole new class of objects that's making us rewrite the textbooks?
Exactly. And it's a reminder that the greatest pleasure isn't finding an answer. It's discovering that the question is way more complex and interesting than we could have imagined. The universe has outsmarted us again.
And as we peer deep into space, we're starting to understand ourselves better. A new study links chronic insomnia to dementia risk, and here, AI comes to the rescue too.
Yeah, and it's a perfect example of ethical and beneficial tech application. AI systems analyzing eye scans to predict keratoconus, or studies on vitamin D and telomere aging. This is where tech serves to extend and improve human life. Unlike the hypothetical risks of an AI minister, here the risks are calculated and the benefits are clear.
And to wrap it up, a new dark matter detection system, a superconducting sensor that can catch particles smaller than an electron. Sounds like magic.
It is magic, but with schematics and peer review. If this sensor lives up to the hype, we'll finally see what makes up 85% of the matter in the universe. It'll be the biggest scientific revolution since Copernicus. Notice no geopolitical alliances were needed for this, just pure science, curiosity, and persistence.
The week's wrap-up is paradoxical. While some try to control the present by shutting down the internet, Others are building detectors to hunt dark matter and grasp the universe's past and future. Feels like we're living in two different time dimensions at once.
And that split is the main challenge. Tech isn't just tools, it's an amplifier of human intentions. It can lead to enlightenment, like the Webb telescope, or to isolation, like the ban in Nepal. Our job isn't just to create it, but to constantly ask ourselves, are we building a Babylonian tower of knowledge or digging a digital grave? As long as we have that choice, we have a future.
This has been H&L Think. Argue, but don't whack your opponent over the head with a chessboard.
And verify everything with the scientific method. It's the best peacemaker in a debate. Until next episode.